right, lads, here I am again, back for some pillow talk. I know there's nobody you'd rather wake up next to than me, and uh, right now, if you're just waking up, you can pretend that I'm lying right next to you in bed, uh, and we're chatting oh so intimately. But I felt the need to mention the the stuff about people saying that Trump is going to get indicted and arrested tomorrow. Tomorrow being Tuesday, um, Tuesday the 21st. I'm recording this on the evening of Monday the 20th. I really kind of wanted to avoid this story because it seems to me like this is like a tar baby kind of thing where you're drawn inexorably to want to talk about it. Um, and I guess there's really no harm in talking about it, but it's just like uh, it has this tar baby feeling to it, where they want you to do something. They're daring you to reach out and touch the tar baby, and then you're stuck, and they got you. And so my suggestion or advice is just to keep this story at arm's length if you possibly can, um, and not to touch the tar baby. Not to. It's like a game of chicken, you know. But there's something there's a to me there's a feeling of this being pre-rehearsed, of this being you know I mean, I know right now, if if we had non-maniacal people in charge, they would advise against this. They would say, let's not do this. This would not be good. This would not lead to greater cultural harmony. Not that we have a whole hell of a lot of that already, but this would make things worse. And it would strengthen, as many have said, it would strengthen Trump's hand. I can't help but think, look, Trump is just a politician, okay? He's just, uh, I get why, uh, I get why you might be rooting for him. Um, and in a way, I'm rooting for him too. But in another way, I'm remembering that this is the same guy who did not pardon Julian Assange, did not, lift a finger to help any of the people who went to prison uh, over the January 6th debacle, and who were uh, tarred and feathered and held to be traitors and insurrectionists and all these kinds of foolish labels. Uh, he didn't go to bat for them. Uh, this is the same guy who pushed the vax, who accelerated, Operation Warp Speed, accelerated the vax. He had Dr. Fauci by his side, uh, for much of the time. And yeah, of course, eventually, I think that there was a division where Trump wanted to open things up, and the more fanatical Branch Covidians didn't. But at the same time, you know, I don't totally exculpate him. Um, he said even fairly recently that it's good to get the Baj. that it's good to get the shot. It's good to get the thing in your arm. So, I mean, he can't. I mean, he was the one who facilitated that it be uh, that it be accelerated. That the process be accelerated. So it's not like he can really separate himself from it. The irony, of course, is that most of the people who are anti-Baj, or a lot of the people who are anti-Baj, if they like any mainstream or semi-mainstream politician, it's Trump. So it's one of those things. You know, I know we don't. The thing is, we don't know anything for certain. I know there are some people out there who are going to say, without any doubt in their minds whatsoever, that Trump is just as much a part of the swamp as his enemies are, and he's just playing his role. He's just playing the role of controlled opposition. And that might be true. That might well be true. And I know there are other people who are going to say there's no way that he is controlled opposition. That Trump is the real deal, and that's why he has all of the globalists running, shrieking and running scared and angry all the time, and wringing their hands all the time. And it's certainly true that things reached a fever pitch once Trump entered the scene in 2015. I've talked about this before, about how prior to 2015, politics in America were bearable. They were. It wasn't. I would get up and I would listen to. I'd listen to Rush. Who was R.I.P. but still around back then, and others. Talk shows, and I'd pay attention to stuff that's going on, in politics. It was only around the presidential elections that things just got completely just too much. There was just too much animosity. There was too much friction. There was too much everybody screaming at each other. It just and for like 2 or 3 weeks before in any given presidential election, I would just not wanna. I would just tune it out. I would just up and say, I'm not going to pay any attention to this. But afterwards, things would settle down, and usually even the midterm elections were fairly mellow. But since 2015, the midterms have been, full of rancor and animosity and acrimony, and of course the presidential elections, have been full of all those things and then some, like to the max. And even on just an ordinary normal day, even on a slow news day, I just can't bear to I have not listened to any, and I used to listen to, talk radio a lot. I kind of grew up on it. And I just don't do that anymore. Because it's just like, there's too much, you know, it's pitched up so high all the time. It's just like, how can you be hysterical, 365 days of the year? How can you do that? And yet, that's been America. That's been America since around 2015 or so. Before 2015, it was, there were still problems. Don't get me wrong, and we weren't heading in the right direction even then, but it definitely accelerated in 2015. So this is to say, if they really do arrest Trump tomorrow, or if they arrest him on any day after tomorrow, if it's just if it ends up just being like a head fake, they don't arrest him tomorrow, but then they arrest him next week, then without warning, then it's still the same. We're still talking about creating chaos, creating more rancor, more division, more of everything that's tearing us apart right now. And I just I think it's something to stay to keep at arm's length and to stay away from. I understand the appeal of it. I know that it's fascinating. I know there's an appeal to chaos. I get that. But I just don't see. If I'm going to make a bold prediction, here's my bold prediction. I don't think there will be an arrest. But I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, it simply means that the powers that be don't care. They don't, Trump has been talking it up. Trump has been saying they're coming for me, and he's been rabble rousing in his own way, and there's no question that if it happens, his supporters are going to be hot and bothered, to say the least, and it's only going to redound to his advantage. But then again, I mean, that kind of raises the whole question of the entire Trump phenomenon. Is it like, is he meant to serve the purpose of being this lightning rod, to generate this continued the problem reaction synthesis that they are so notorious for putting into effect. Problem A happens, problem B happens in opposition to problem A, and then from that they forge the synthesis, which is the brave new world that they're trying to create, right? The world of building back better, the world of owning nothing and being happy, the world of the new normal, the world, we've heard it, the new world order, we've heard it under so many different names. Its name is Legion, for it is many. So, those are my thoughts, such as they are. Take them for whatever you think they're worth, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.